4 months in a row. Please welcome Paul Hines.
Yeah, I don't know what the slide's doing. Don't stand under there either.
No, don't.
Okay. Hi guys. Quick show of hands. Who's attended a Craig Casey referral workshop? Right, fantastic. I've attended several of Craig's. A lot of what I now do within my referrals I originally got from Craig. However, I tweaked it slightly because, unlike Craig, I didn't think, and when I first attempted it, I couldn't get numerous referrals. I couldn't get 12, 15, 20 referrals from each person. However, what I did start trialling and been working brilliantly for well over 12 months now is every single person that I see, whether they become a customer or not, always gives me, without fail, 3 referrals. We're talking numbers, names, relationships. Now, question for you guys, would that make business a bit easier? If whether they signed or not, they gave you 3 other people? Yes. Yeah? Okay, so, a little bit of story. How I came about it was this man's fault. Mr. Critchley. Pretty much this time, give or take a year ago, I was gunning for senior group leader for the new year of this year. So there's the first top tip. It's now nearly a year later and I'm still not there. So it's okay to miss your goals. But I had a conversation with Mr. Critchley. What he said to me was, Hines, you're sitting on 158 personal customers. You cannot be senior group leader and not be in the 200 plus club. Now to me, that was red rag to a bull. And he knew it was red rag to a bull. So I had to start getting busy. So what I actually did was started implementing my 3 referral technique, which I'm going to go through step by step with you. But first of all, I want to show you, does it work? Does it work? So I had 4 months to hit my target. So I went out and used it, and in September last year, I gathered 9 customers, all referrals. In October, I gathered 11. That was when we did do you remember the Fortnum & Mason hamper? That got me a Fortnum & Mason hamper, just from referrals. In November, I gathered 10. And in December, which apparently is the hardest month in the business to gather customers, but nobody told me that, and I gathered 12 in December. And in between Christmas and New Year, last year, I ticked over to the 200 plus club in between Christmas and New Year, ready to not hit SGL in the new year. Okay? So, could I get the numbers? Yes, but I know what you're all thinking. Are they all energy only? What's the quality of these customers? So I went back and I got a friendly green in my team to look at it for me, and this is what they came up with. Out of those 42, 3 of them were energy only. Now we're all going to have these, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah? You're just going to have some that can only take energy. As long as they take a cashback card, they're staying, that's fine. 4 were gold talk. 7 were gold energy. 4 were double gold. 24 were double gold fixed. Now for those that weren't doing this business this time last year, that double gold fixed there used to be more expensive than not fixing your energy, if that makes sense. I know now it's cheaper, but this was when you had to pay more to fix your energy, only slightly more, but 24 of them were double gold fixed. So would you agree that those 42 customers, the quality is there as well? Yeah? Okay. This is what it's down to. This is the key for me. He's really coming in. This referral book. As soon as I went out and bought about 3 or 4 of these, because I knew I was going to need them, they stopped selling them at the shop. Yeah, the internet shop doesn't do them anymore. However, what they now do, for next to nothing, for those that haven't seen them, all the new people in the team get them, is the contact list. And it's already set up exactly how I lay out my referrals. I think I paid £2.50 for 5 of these. Yeah, top tip. I have at least 5 of these on me at all times, and as soon as somebody joins the team, they get one of these, and they then return the one they get in their starter pack. It means we can start gathering referrals from that first appointment, and I'll come more onto that later. So, Who wants to know how I actually get these referrals in? Okay, key for me, rapport. So let's say, who can we use? E-Man, I'm going to use you. Best raps in the world, by the way. If ever you're hungry at an event, E-Man does great raps. Okay, so I've got recommended in, and I'm in there with He-Man. I will spend 10, if not 15 minutes, not even talking about utility warehouse. I'll stand in their kitchen, I'll talk to them, I'll have a look around, I'll find out about their family. I'll actually now get to drink the hot coffee that we now get made. Newbies in the business again, you don't know the hardship of getting given a coffee and then spending 45 minutes going through a presenter and drinking a cold coffee. Now we get to actually drink a nice hot coffee. But you build rapport. How does he know the person that's referred me in? You're trying to get a few little buzzwords so then we can, when we come onto the shopping of the cashback card or when we go to show the business later, you're building information and building rapport with that person. That is key to me. That first 10 to 15 minutes, I already know, normally, what the outcome is going to be. Another trend that tends to follow, guys, is if the person that referred me into He-Man is a double gold homeowner, fixed light bulbs, everything else, I make sure that he knows that. Because what do people tend to like to do? And when I literally went back and looked at my figures, the double gold fixeds follow double gold fixeds, if that makes sense. So let them know. And then I let them know. Another little key thing that I found out, since we've changed the way that the benefits work for the club, what I do now on every single appointment is I say, just before I start to sort of show you this whole discount club, E-Man, we have different benefits for homeowners and tenants. Not extra for homeowners, because if you're a tenant, then you're sort of saying there's some things you can't have. So I always say, we do different benefits for homeowners and tenants, just so I know which ones I'm talking to you about, He-Man. Do you own or rent the property, you mean? I own. Fantastic. Okay? So now I know I'm talking about all the homeowner benefits. So what we're going to try and do, exactly the same as Sheila that referred me into you, she took absolutely everything. Yeah? And that's why she wanted me to come and see you, because she thinks this will benefit you as well. If possible, I'm going to show you what having the maximum benefits from this club would be. If that's not a position that you're in, we'll work back from there, if that makes sense. But obviously, as you will see, the more you actually take, the more you save. Then, I will go on to actually showing Terry Wogan and drinking my coffee. Okay, now, I now know he's a homeowner, so straight after the Terry video, I can now show the light bulb video, which if you've all updated your app, will literally sit straight there with it. Okay? And then I go off and do my normal appointments. You guys are all gathering customers, you know how to gather customers. The key thing is, when I get to, when I first go in and I sit down, you've controlled the environment, you're sitting at the kitchen table, the TV's off, the kids are out, the dog's in the garden, everything else, so it's all controlled. Before that Terry video comes out, this comes out. Okay? And I would actually physically show He-Man where he sits. So for the purpose of this, He-Man, you are going to be, you're going to be Mike for the purpose of this. Okay? So I show them where their name appears in my referral book. Now this is quite recent referrals, and I've blocked the numbers out so you guys can't ring them. So I literally sit there and show him, look, there's your name, and there's Maria that put me into you. Now as you can see, she's put me onto 3 people. Now obviously he would have had a tick next to his name here as well. Now the further this goes, the easier this gets, because then I can show him where Maria, who referred him, where she got referred from. From Jane. And if I go back again, I can show where Jane come from. So all I'm doing is instilling into He-Man, this is what's done. Everybody just gives me 3 names. The key part now comes where I go, He-Man, do you see next to your name, the little tick next to it? That is because, do you remember Maria ringing you and sort of finding out if you wanted to see me first? Yeah? And I always do a little test. I'll come on to the 4 things later of what I ask them to say. It's almost bang on identical to Mr. Craig Casey, but I test it. And again, it's all about building rapport, having a laugh, like Shannon says. And I sort of say, well, let's test Maria. What did she tell you? They normally get 2 or 3 out of the 4. and just have a bit of a light heart with it. But the key is, he has seen the tick next to his name. Now, if the other people haven't got ticks next to them, like in this case here, I would say, well, she also put me onto Fiona and Renton. I never called them because when she checked with them, which you have to do for me first, they didn't want to see me. So I've never called them because I don't cold call. I only work on referrals. You've got a tick, so that's why I've come to see you. Again, subconsciously, what you're putting in that customer's head is, well, that's all right, I can give this guy numbers because I've got to speak to him first, and he doesn't cold call them if they don't have permission. So you're starting to do away. Show of hands, who's had, I want to speak to him first before giving you referrals? Yeah. Does this kill that? Yeah. Who's had, well, I'm not giving you their number. Yeah. Does this kill that? Yeah. Do you see how this starts to get easy? Especially when you start showing a story. The hardest time this will ever get to gather referrals is the very first time. And if I let you into a secret, you promise not to tell. I know you'll tell. This is my second referral book. My first referral book, the first 2 pages were made up names and numbers. Did it work? Oh yeah. Yeah. So if you're thinking you've got to have referrals ready to go before you even start this, no you don't. No you don't. Or go back to your actual customer base and put them in there. The first time you ask for referrals is the hardest it will ever get. The hardest. So, He-Man is now quite comfortable that he's seen where he appears, why I'm sat there, who put me in, where they come from, everything else. We then go on to show the Terry video, the light bulb video, quote them as normal, fill in the application, get to the end, yes or no, I don't care. It really, trust me, when you've got this referral thing going on, you've got that many people in your pipeline to see, you take off all the pressure, and I actually say to them, I'm only showing you this because Maria thinks it will benefit you. I don't know you, so I'm going to show you what it is. If you think it's brilliant and you want to become a customer, become a customer. If you don't become a customer. I'm just literally just going to show you what it is. Is that fair enough? You watch their body language change. Their shoulders relax, they sit back and they go, oh, okay, I don't have to do this and I don't want to. 9 out of 10, do. We all get that one that wants to pay £1,000 more because they can stay paying quarterly and all the rest of it. We all have those. So, gaining the referral. When you get to the end of it, so let's say He-Man has now signed up as a customer or not signed up as a customer. I go back to the book and I show him exactly where. Do you remember at the start and sort of said? Okay, so obviously now, I don't want any more than 3. Yeah, you will get the odd one that gives you 4 or 5. I think 8 is about the most I've had. Some people in the team, somebody the other day in the team had 12 referrals coming. That's fine, but it's not the norm. If you ask for 12, most people think they can't do 12. Can everybody do 3? Yeah. So it's normally somebody in their family, like their mum or their brother, a next door neighbour and a friend. That's the norm that I tend to find. To pre-warn you as well, out of the 3, my average is I get in front of 1. Now some will call me back, if I go back to here, you'll see I actually went in front of 2 for Jane, but I went in front of none for Maria. So it averages itself up. But again, the question, guys, if every single person you sat in front of guaranteed you to sit in front of 1 other new person, would this business get easy? Every new circle of customer routes you started was never ending because on average they were going to put you into 1. It can get really, really easy. So when we actually gain the referral, so I've got the names, I've got the numbers. What I now do is I say exactly the same as Maria did with you, He-Man. I need you to speak to these guys for me. Because 1, I don't cold call, and 2, there's a good chance, if I'd have just rang you up out of the blue and said, a mutual friend of ours, Maria, wants me to come and see you, what's the chances you would have actually seen me? And they tend to go, well, no, I probably wouldn't have done. But it's the fact that the customer has put that call in for you. Actually makes it a damn sight easier. When you're making that phone call, they're the easiest calls in the world. You'll get greeted with, oh, I wonder when you're going to call, you're the light bulb man. When are you going to come see me? Then you can start to slot the appointments in your diary around your busy schedule because they want to see you. Because they want to find out what her at 62's got that we haven't got yet. Okay? So I asked them 4 simple things straight out of Craig Casey. Number 1, I asked him to lie. He's a decent guy. Yeah? 4 nice simple things. He's a decent guy. He made everything really simple. Far too many times, guys, I see people in the network now saying price, 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 price. It's a nightmare. You are setting yourselves up to fail if you base your appointments around savings. Sometimes it'll work like a charm. But if I was to say to He-Man, this is what I say. He saved me some money too. Some. If I actually had saved Maria £700 because of the deals she was on, but He-Man's quite thrifty, and I asked Maria to tell him that I saved him 700 quid, and then at the end of the appointment I can only save He-Man 320, you've got a chance of, they're setting his level up there, and I'm only sort of getting here. But if he doesn't know what he can save, and I save him 300 quid a year, I'm his new best friend, he's making me a rat. Yeah? So don't put a figure on it, he saved me some money. And for God's sake, just hear him out. Yeah, straight out of Craig's. Do you know why I kept it? Because it works. Why change something that works like a charm? Okay? So now He-Man is going to go and speak to those 3 people he's given me. 2 key things, guys, and I've learned this the hard way, so I'm going to try and help you guys not learn the hard way. First of all, always make contact. I've put 48 to 72 up there. I try to do it 24 to 48 hours. I.e., I'm seeing He-Man on a Wednesday evening. Okay, so these 3 people, I can see here it's your mum, it's your mate next door, and a guy from work. He's going to be seeing these people within the next 1 or 2 days anyway. Okay, so what I say is, it's now Wednesday, so pretty much by Friday you're going to run into these people, He-Man, yeah? Yeah? Is there a bad time on Friday for me to give you a call?
Anytime in the afternoon.
Anytime in the afternoon, about 3 o'clock?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, that time goes in my iPhone diary. Call He-Man, reference referrals, 3 o'clock Friday. You do not miss it. You miss that call, all that rapport building, all that referral gathering, gone out the window. Completely gone. Sometimes when you call back, oh, I've tried, I completely forgot, but I've only spoken to one of them. That's fine. What did they say? Well, yeah, they'll see you. Okay, no problem. Well, which one was that? Oh, number 1, my mum. Okay. Well, I'll now give your mum a call, and I'll give you another couple of days to speak to 2 and 3. Yeah? Okay, that's the weekend, so I'll phone you Monday, about 3 o'clock again, all right? Goes in the diary. Now I'm ringing his mum. And he's still talking to 2 and 3 for me. The second key thing, I made this one a few times before I learnt the error. Get the referrals before you show them the business. Okay? We can hear a few mutters going on in the room. Right, let me picture the scene. I don't gather the referrals from He-Man. We've got to the end of the presentation. He's signed up. I've shown him how the business works, and he's looking for a polite way to say no. One of the polite ways that people say no to me and probably everybody else in this room is, I don't really think I know enough people. Correct? We all had that one? Yeah? I then go, okay, no problem, well, we'll keep in touch, but in the meantime, can you give me 3 people to go and see? He's not going to give me. And they obviously don't. Even though they know people, they're not going to give them because they're going to call themselves stupid. I don't know anybody, but here's 3 people to go and see. So, what I do is I get the 3 referrals first. Okay? That now takes that one completely out the window. Show the business. He can now not say to me, he doesn't know anybody. And this is one that I stole from Stuart Ritchie, so feel free to steal it and pass it on. He-Man, I'm going to go and see these 3 people. I'm going to get paid for seeing those 3 people. Yeah? If you're just sat in the room when I go and do all that work and get them, you'll get paid the same as I. Do you want to come and sit in the room? You've got to sign this form first, but I'll do all the work, you'll get paid for it. Fair enough? What a great recruiting tool. Stolen from Stuart Ritchie, used since.
Can you just repeat what you just said?
Yeah?
So I can write it down.
Yeah. From
You said to him to
Okay.
encourage him to be with you.
yeah, so what I would say is, I'm going to go and see these 3 people anyway. If you are just physically sat in the room when I go and see those 3, I'll do all the work, I'll sign up the customers, but you'll get paid for it as well, which is kind of cool. Fancy that? You've got to sign this form first, It's worked like an absolute charm.
So that's after you've shown them the business video?
Before.
No.
As part of your business recruiting, you
Yeah.
can use that. If he thinks he hasn't got time or he hasn't got people to go and see,
Shown him the
Yeah.
business.
yeah, we've already done
After,
all
yeah,
of the
so you've got
business
the
bits.
referrals then after.
Yeah. Okay? Now, something that seems to have split the network. Please understand. She's looked at Facebook. Okay, please understand this is my own personal choice. Okay? This is a referral system I've been using for a good few years. Okay? To the extent over the last 12 months it's got me a hell of a lot of customers, a hell of a lot of team members, and it's helped them get a hell of a lot of customers. Did I join this business for the customer gathering bonus? No. Hands up if you joined in this room for customer gathering bonus. Not one person in the right room. Hands up if you joined this business to grow a massive customer and team base and live on a beach on residual income. Right. This is what I personally do. Whatever the customer gathering bonus is for gathering the referral. So He-Man joins and I'm going to get £40 customer gathering bonus. I then, as a thank you, go back to Maria that referred him and offer something to the value of half of that CGB. Okay? These are some of the things that I've had recently. Sainsbury's vouchers, M&S vouchers, Boots, Argos, Amazon. Anything to do with Amazon or Boots gift cards at the moment, I'm loving this month because you can get 10% cash back on both, because you can buy Amazon gift cards in Boots and get 10%, for those that didn't know.
Works for Primark too.
There you go, if they want promo. And I've had other ones that just want whiskey. I've got an elderly customer of mine that's been a customer for 2.5 years. Regular as clockwork, once a month, he gives me a referral that always converts to a customer. How he's still alive, I don't know. He is literally, he's an elderly Irish gentleman and he loves his whiskey. But what I do is I follow up on my promises. So when you go back, and I've seen this happen in the network as well, when you go back to your people that are referring you, let's face it, this is where my customers come from now. I cannot remember the last time I signed up a customer that I didn't know. That I did know. Everybody is now referrals. It's got me onto the Safari. It's going to get me onto Budapest. It's going to get me light bulb vouchers this month. They are gathering my customers for me. If you look after them, like you say you're going to look after them, and not just the customer service side, but actually follow through on the thank you with a bottle of red wine or a gift card or wherever it is for them, they will really stay with you and look after you. And the way it works perfectly is, so now I've gone and seen your mum that you referred me on to. I come back to you and I say, your mum's joined. She's taken all 5 and the light bulb exactly the same as you did. So as a thank you to you, I want to give you something around about £20. Now when we spoke about the cashback card, you said that you were dreading Christmas because of the kids and how much you were going to spend in Argos. Do you remember we talking about the cashback card and you were going, Craig, are you quite happy for me to send you a £20 Argos gift card just as a thank you for putting me in front of your mum?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the post here. Do me a favour, just send me a text when you've got it so I know that snail mail actually got it to you. Okay? I order it through their websites because you can get extra cash back and all that lot. Speak to the Greens if you don't know about that. Get it delivered straight to He-Man, straight to him. But the message in there says, thanks for referring me to whoever it was. As I said before, just give us a quick text, buddy, so I know you've got it. You then get a text message saying, thanks. Got the gift card this morning when I got home from work, 20 quid, thanks very much, Paul. I send back immediately a text message saying, no problem, thanks again, really appreciate. Just remember, refer me on to as many as you want. You get as many vouchers as you want as thank yous. What normally comes straight back? A referral. Yeah? This builds you on from getting 3 from everybody. This is what gets you to consistent referrals coming in further down the line, if that makes sense. So, my whiteboard at home in the office. This is a snapshot I took yesterday of it. So I there have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 customers that have been referred into me recently. The 5 in the bracket is how many services that customer took. The person on the left is obviously the person referring it, and in the brackets is what they want as their thank you very much. So some people would look at that and say, well, that's going to cost me 160 quid in referral thank yous. I look at that as 8 of the easiest customers I've ever had to gather. They're going to put me on to 8 of the easiest appointments I'm ever going to have to do. Depends which way you want to look at it. So, and it follows quite nicely going on off the back of the plus clubs. For those of you who are looking at the people that were in the 50 plus club and thinking, I'd love to have 50 customers, get this going and you'll get to 50 customers. If you want to get to 100, keep doing this. If you want to get to 200, keep doing this. It gets easier and easier and easier. For those of you who are looking to build big teams and get to senior team leader, group leader, senior group leader and onwards, what I've just done, there is a gentleman coming to the team. How long ago did Colin join? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Got a new guy called Colin joined the team 2 weeks ago. Gave him that when he sort of signed the online application. We started making a list. We went out and saw people. I did the appointment. And we started showing this from his first appointment. We started gathering 3 referrals from his first appointment. He knows no different. This is what we do. In those 2 weeks, he's got 8 gold customers, and he's got somewhere in the region of 11 to 12 people to see over the next couple of weeks from referrals. He knows no different. He's already got his first and second fast start bonus. He's due his first commission this month. It's about 500 quid. You can get newbies started doing this. When you get your newbies started doing this, and they start to show it to their team, and they stand back in group numbers, and that's how we got top GL in the company for several months running. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Question, just a show of hands. Is that a system that you feel you could follow?
Yes.
Is that a system that you think your customers would be happy to follow?
Yes.
Any questions? Here we go. Yes?
Sorry,
That's
that
all right.
was wonderful. There was a lot of information.
Yes.
Do you have it in a written down format?
What
Yeah.
I have, because it doesn't get across in a written format, it's actually being videoed, and I'm going to put the Dropbox link to the video on the forum so that you can click in and watch it all back as many times as you want.